Hi, I'm Amy Macdonald and you're watching Swisscom Video Talk.
Das ist der Swisscom Video Talk und wir sind hier in Zürich und haben ein exklusives Interview mit der Amy Macdonald. Hey Amy.
Hi.
Nice to have you here. Yesterday you played in Bern and I know that you have a little love affair with Bern. How much did you see now from the town?
I've never seen anything.
You've never seen anything yet.
The reason that I like Bern so much is because I played at the Gurton Festival there 2 years ago, and it was one of the best shows that my band and I have ever played at. So we were really excited to go back and excited to be back there again in the summer for the festival again.
Will you have a little more time this time, or?
Nope.
No.
No.
You should fire your tour manager.
It's not his fault.
You never.
It's not his fault.
You should do that. So, a curious thing, your new record is out and very successful in Switzerland and everywhere else. What are you curious about?
It just depends. I'd need to witness something and want to know more about it, but right now I'm not particularly curious about anything, but if something intrigued me, then I'm sure I would be curious to find out more, but I just need to wait and see.
This is now your second album. What was the difference between, let's say, the work in process for the first album and now the second album?
Well, the first album, I didn't ever know that I was writing an album. I was still at school when I wrote most of the songs, so I didn't really feel that I was writing songs that people would ever hear. Whereas this time round, I knew that people would hear them, but I consciously didn't think about that. So even though I knew I was writing an album, it didn't really feel like it. So it wasn't that much different than the first album. I just write the same way. I wait until I'm inspired by something, which is usually friends, family, or everyday life, and then I write a song about it.
Did you feel, for yourself, a little pressure to...
I thought that I would feel pressure. I knew that I had 2 months to write this album, and as them 2 months were getting closer, I thought that it would be difficult. But fortunately, just being at home and being around friends and family and having an ordinary life again was really inspiring, and the songs actually came together really easily, and nobody ever put me under any pressure.
Last time when we met, you said that you have like you said now, an ordinary life and no paparazzis are following you and so. But now things changed a little bit.
No, not at all.
Didn't they?
Not at all. No. People always seem so unbelievably shocked when I say this, but to me that's normal, and I lead a very normal life. Even in Switzerland, I could walk up and down the street and people genuinely wouldn't recognise me. I think I'm just not that type of artist, and for me it's about the music and it's about performing live, and I think people respect that. Do
you think it has to do with the fact that you live in Glasgow and not in London or LA or something like that?
Yes and no. I mean, in Glasgow we don't have the whole paparazzi thing, so it just wouldn't be an issue. But like I said before, even in Switzerland where I've had great success, I could easily walk down a street and people wouldn't notice me. So it's actually really easy. I think that because I just look very normal, I look like any other 22-year-old girl. I'm not trying to be outrageous or trying to draw attention to myself, so I think it's very easy to remain quite normal.
And when you're out with your fiancé, who gets more fans following you?
None of us. We have a very... I wouldn't say that Steve has any fans. And we just have a very normal life. It's not like that at all.
Now you're on the road again. Is it the very same thing like it was after the first album, or?
It is, yeah. It's just the exact same. I mean, I have a great group of people that I work with, an amazing band and brilliant crew, and we all just have a big laugh, and it's always been that way. It's always been fun to go on the road, And it's just good that I get to spend so much time with people that I really, really like and that I really care about. So that's brilliant for me.
So you don't get tired of touring and stuff like that?
I mean, you, like anyone, sometimes you do just want to be at home, and that's natural. Everyone would feel that, but it makes it much easier working with the people that I do work with, because I can talk to them and I can let people know how I'm feeling, and it's good to have people that understand you.
Even if they don't allow you to go see the bears in Bern, for example.
He would allow me. I think it's just a timing thing.
Well, that's something you have to write down. You have to watch them. We have little bears now in Bern. So. The sound is a little different from on the second album. People, when you listen to it, say it's a little more produced. It's a little heavier. What caused that?
I don't think it is. I think it's we never tried to make it sound any particular way, and I never try and sound any particular way. I just write a song and then sit with my producer, and it just comes together. We never have any ideas or any notes on how it'll go. It's just a very natural thing. And I think that if people had came to the live shows, then it wouldn't sound any different at all, because I think that it comes more from the live shows. With the first album, I'd never played with a band, I'd never been on tour, so it was essentially me and my guitar, whereas the 3 years in between have been spent constantly touring, always with my band. So I think the energetic, kind of more exciting, more things going on sound from playing live has just came across a bit more in this album.
But I heard you smashed the guitar in Berlin.
I didn't want to. I had to. I would never smash any of my own guitars, or I would never smash...
You smashed someone else's guitar.
It wasn't a working guitar. I would never smash a guitar that could be given to or used by someone. It was a dud, thankfully, or I wouldn't have done it.
So it wasn't an Oasis kind of like pre-show event?
No, definitely not.
Okay. You said you were constantly touring. Do you think being on tour makes you a better musician?
Of course it does, because you have to adapt to so many different situations. You're playing so many different types of venues in front of so many different types of people. So you really get a lot of practice, and just doing it over and over again just makes you a bit more confident doing what you do. And I'm very grateful that I'm able to constantly tour, because is for me the most favourite and most enjoyable part of what I do, and I just love to get out and perform.
How do you, when you tour constantly and play so many gigs, how do you keep it not annoying? You know, you have like 2 albums, you have a limited number of songs you can play. How do you keep it fresh for yourself?
You can't. I mean, I've got 2 albums, and for me that's an amazing amount of songs to choose from now, because for the past 3 years it was only 1, and we were doing a lot of gigs. So now it feels really good, because I feel refreshed and I feel that I've got more things to choose from. And it would happen to anyone. If you're playing the same songs over and over every night, you might get a bit fed up with them, and that's very natural. But the way that I look at it is that I might have played these songs a million times, but the people in the audience might never have heard them, so it's important to still give it your all. So it makes it easier to get through it.
So you don't play with the songs that you say, let's do it slow, let's do it
No,
stripped
not
down,
really. I mean, maybe in a year's time, but we've just started playing these new songs now, so it still feels really fresh.
Yeah. So it seems, in Macdonald, since we know you, your life is a success, your story is a success. When was the last time you were unhappy?
I mean, I probably don't really get that unhappy. It's probably just over little things. Just having to do loads of interviews and things like that, or loads of early morning travelling. But it's not something that's going to make me unhappy for a long period of time. It's probably just an annoyance for a few hours, and then I'm over it. But right now everything's really great, and I'm very happy.
Oh, that's great. You played yesterday Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen. What current music you listen, and which get you inspired?
See, I have such a strange musical taste. I'm not really listening to anything current right now. Well, I was listening to, I like to make up my own playlist so that it's not just the one artist, so that it's loads of different things. And today I was listening to, on that playlist was people like Bruce Springsteen, or Neil Diamond, or MGMT or Hot Chip, just really varied, a bit of everything and anything.
Oh, that's great. You mentioned that you will play a lot of festivals this summer. Do you have a clause in your contract that you don't miss a World Cup game?
I don't. It's not really that important to me. So I'm sure if Scotland were involved this year, we would have such clause. But to me, it doesn't really matter who wins. Although it would be good if maybe Switzerland done well.
Okay. You were on Twitter, and then suddenly you weren't.
Yes.
What happened?
I don't like Twitter. I think that it encouraged bullying. I think that people are free to write whatever they want, and it's just a bit nasty, I think. And there were some people just writing rubbish to me, and at first I'd reply and get involved, and then I thought, you know what, I don't know you. You don't make any bit of difference to the songs I write or anything like that, so I'm not even going to waste my time arguing with you. And I think Twitter's really bad for that. I think it's good trying to keep fans updated, but for there's might be 10 nice fans and then 20 idiots on there, so it's just something I'm not really interested in. And I think maybe it's good to keep a bit of privacy if you can. I don't think it's really important that people know what I'm having for my dinner or things like that.
Okay, because there you opened up a little bit about your football fan being and stuff, and then I think that caused reactions. Or
I don't think it.
Yeah, you said like Glasgow and Scotland football stuff and everything like that.
Yeah, but I've always spoken about that. I don't think that's nothing to do with why I stopped using it. I just think it's a bit naff.
This was a question from one of our viewers. He asked, what would Simon Cowell have said if you would have auditioned for him?
He would have hated me because I like to do my own thing, and I won't let anybody tell me what to do, and I'd much prefer to do it my own way. And my voice isn't generic enough for Simon Cowell.
Could you consider ever to have like an own reality TV show, the Amy Macdonald on tour bus TV show or anything like that?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes the things that my band and I get up to, I do think, wow, this would make great television. But I wouldn't want to impose that on anybody. So maybe if someone asked, then sure, maybe we could make a funny documentary or something. But I would wait until somebody requested it.
Okay. Well, it was nice to have you here.
Okay, thank you.
And we wish you all the best.
Okay.
And looking forward for Gordon Festival.
Okay, thank you very much.
Das war swisscom Video Talk. Ihr habt es gehört, Amy ist am Gordon Festival und wir auch. Und ihr seht noch viel von diesen Talks. Bleibt dran. Bis dann. Ciao zusammen.